Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So I am standing up and doing my video because I was still working today. I still had readings. And of course, for those of you who may not watch the news or live under a rock, Florida is under a state of emergency because the hurricane is coming and water, wind, rain is horrible. So it is a very big hurricane. It is one to be concerned about, but where I live, I'm not affected. I'm more inland. I am in the Tampa Bay area, but I'm so inland that storm surge and stuff won't really affect us. Plus, I live on a hill, so I never have to worry about flooding. Yay me! But if we did, we do have our water equipment. But yeah, I was going to sit in my chair and it was wet, and so were all the other ones except for the one here in the corner that has all my cat stuff on it, so I'm not sitting there. But make sure you all hold high vibration. Allow what needs to be cleansed, what needs to be healed will be healed, that which is protected will be protected. But let Mother Nature take her course, right? She's blowing things out, sick of the shit, so here we are. All right. But today I want to talk about detachment, which is right coinciding with what I'm saying as far as just let go, don't have judgment, don't be afraid, just let things ride. Because I have been watching Candace Owens a lot lately. I have been. And the stories that she's been covering regarding this election and the history of the Democratic candidate, like, things are crazy. Like, who is Kamala? Who is she? Right? Now, I'm not one to talk about politics because I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. So as such, there are things that I naturally can detach from. I naturally do not feel any way about it. I naturally, I'm not worried about it. I'm not part of this world. I made a video about that, right? You're in this world, but not of this world. But as far as when it comes to politics and how people perceive things and believe things to play out, how it is conjured and created in your reality, a lot of people hold a lot of attachment to things that they see all the time. You are given these individuals and told that they're stars, they're celebrities, they're your leaders, they're your politicians, and you should respect and revere them just because of that. But we don't know anything about them. So as I speak about your icons, your celebrities, right, we know a very prevalent one, right? Sean Puffy Combs, right? He has been arrested, indicted, and you've seen a lot of other people now of late are coming into that same scenario. And there's a lot of people that are attached because they have so many memories and affiliations with his actions and his music and his producing and the people that he's put on and things of that nature. And his music is a soundtrack to their life, right? Same as with Michael Jackson, right? When he passed or when they started those allegations against him. And I was a Michael Jackson fan, very infatuated because, his family is Jehovah's Witnesses. And I was like, wait a minute, Mom. Because they were Jehovah's Witnesses and we Jehovah's Witnesses. So I could be like the Jackson 5 too, right? But not so much. But Michael Jackson, when he passed, I was going through my own stuff. So I was sad, but I didn't have the space to be torn up about it because I had my own things going on. But I do remember when they started the investigation about him, I was very pulled in because I'm like, no, not Michael. Michael would never, that couldn't be what it is, right? He would never do the things that they're accusing him of. And I remember just feeling really drawn, and I was trying to pay a lot of attention, as much as I could through my mom's watchful eye. But coming now into my adulthood and learning a lot more about him, not just through what Candace Owens put out there, but just my own research throughout the years, I'm like, they be lying. They be lying to us. They be lying to us. And anything you have an emotional attachment to, you create karmic ties to. So what do I mean by that? If you're creating karmic ties, if you're creating a tie to an individual or to a soul, right, you are now allowing yourself to be swept up in their energy as well. So whatever it is that they suffer through or they reap, so will you on a level, right? So what I mean by that, there will be celebrities that come up and win, and because you're so emulated by them, because you emulate them so much, you love them and appreciate them so much, and you have so much energetic emotion put into them, you are creating this cord where you're now tethered to them. So where they now have a success and they're feeling good, you now have success and feel good. Especially if their story kind of resonates with where you come from originally. Because if you're like, oh, they came from the hood of Philadelphia and I'm from the hood of Philadelphia, or I'm from the hood of Pittsburgh, but you know it's similar and one and the same, right? Close enough, right? Where you're like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And then they come down to a fall, and you're like, man, this is a person, I didn't realize the whole peripheral vision with them. Now you're in the dumps because they're in the dumps, right? Or if a celebrity is slandered, you now have this emotional attachment. No, they're my hero. They would never, right? And I shouldn't say they're slandered, because that has undertones of the teachings not being valid or the information not being valid. So rather, if a celebrity now is put on display and there's information that is being shared about them, and you in your cognitive dissonance cannot accept it because they are your hero, and if they can do it, you can do it, and now here you are going through all these different emotions. Now you're creating karmic ties with this energy. But most of the time, these individuals, sorry, something is in my eye. Most of the time, these individuals that are propelled into heightened stardom, right, where it seems like they were kind of selected, it's because they come through a certain bloodline. So that bloodline, they already have the notions. They can incarnate with a clearer knowledge. They don't have as much as a fog as some of us may experience. Ooh, that was a strong gust. As some of us may experience. And it allows them to come in now on a higher frequency, so they can operate differently. Meanwhile, here you are, the layman, right? The layman. And you're going through things and you're looking at them and like, man, they came from the gutter, but they didn't. They didn't really come from the gutter. They quite literally were selected, and they had this recognition. Now, there are a few that stand true, and they just come through with their natural gifts and abilities. And they found ways to share that with the world. And that's natural and authentic. But you should never emulate or worship them or become so emotionally entangled, because emotions is what creates the karma. That's why children create karma, because you have an emotional tie with this thing that you're creating. That's why a lot of the times people that you do have karmic lessons you have to deal with, they'll come through as family. And they'll be the annoying auntie, the annoying cousin, or the batshit crazy mom. But you have karma with this spirit. And they're coming through as family, because now you can't shake them. Because with family, you can't just shake it. You can't just be like, no. Most of the time, you have to grow up and deal through that. And if you don't learn how to work through whatever the agreement is that you had with that soul, with that spirit spark, if you don't learn how to grow through that and recognize, okay, this is, something I don't have to keep going through, and decide I am now going to heal this relationship with this individual, however this healing looks, you can keep yourself in this karmic cycle. Now you're in a perpetual loop. And now you're just feeding the same energy over and over and over, instead of evolving through it, past it, over it. Okay? So allow yourself to be detached. Observe, just so you can be aware, right? But stay detached. Don't allow yourself to get so sucked into where you now have this big emotional, I can't believe this, my whole life is a lie, all the things that I felt, all the good memories that I've had, and now is null and void. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. It is not null and void. It is still very much real, and it is still very much available to you in every capacity that you stored it in your memory. Don't discredit or invalidate everything that you've been through in your life, because something you held so much attachment and esteem to, now the veil has been pulled and you see it for all its glory. Don't demean yourself like that. Don't pull yourself down that way. You're worth so much more. And the things that you share and that you go through and that you've experienced and that you remember are very much real in that space. Okay? So that is that. That's all that I wanted to share with you today, wealthy family. Y'all see? No, you can't see but then my trees was going, boy. My moringa tree done bent all the way down and popped back up. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. But we are safe. I'll make sure I check in with everybody. But, don't worry about me. Save that energy. Don't even save that energy. Don't even save the worry energy. Send protective healing energy to those that need it, that deserve it, that feel they are worthy to get it. Send that energy to them. They are the ones that need it. As always, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love. Peace.